Before introducing Neighborhoods Equity Index, let's begin with what we know. We know community impact is our common agenda. We know making deeper impact is our topmost priority. And for achieving impact, one of the areas to focus on is healthy people, strong communities, which means health and success of our vulnerable populations are interlinked with the health of the communities where they live. That's why the first question is, how do we assess a community's health? And then, what's the approach that lays the foundation for community impact? This foundation for community impact lies in the importance of places where people live, neighborhoods and rural communities with assets and opportunities for healthy living. Place matters. A place lays the foundation for healthy people, including children ready to enter school, youth graduating from school and later making successful transition to employment, residents having opportunities for social bonding and economic success, and vulnerable seniors and their caregivers having the supports they require to live healthy lives. Interestingly, this is not a new discovery. Nearly 5,000 research studies a year show that individuals and families are affected by the place where they live. Unfortunately, vulnerable populations are affected the most. The City of Ottawa, United Way, funders and community development agencies have been focusing on place-based community impact since 2008 and 2009. However, this tenet of our collective approach was brought into sharp focus by a study of the U.S. Census Bureau and Harvard and Brown universities in 2018. The study concludes, neighborhoods shape children for life. Research confirms that where children live matters deeply in whether they prosper as adults. This means Band-Aid solutions with limited focus on one or another vulnerable demographic don't lead to lasting impact. It means programs designed in isolation from addressing quality of life issues in neighborhoods and rural communities do not lead to impact. For instance, research suggests that for children and youth programming to succeed, quality of life in neighborhoods must improve. Communities need to be supported through community cohesion, safety and well-being interventions to build communities' resilience, both for day-to-day life as well as crisis situations or natural disasters. These interventions also buffer children and seniors from the toxic stress they experience in high-risk neighborhoods. If the issue is disparity and inequity, the challenge is the lack of a credible and reliable tool that can help all stakeholders assess a community's health. Help them see the bigger picture. Help them see all interrelated factors to bridge the gap, provide the right programming and support, and, most importantly, help measure the change, the collective impact over time. Well, the good news is, 1. We have all the necessary ingredients for making a deeper impact in Ottawa and regions. 2. Now we also found the missing piece, the tool that will facilitate collective strategies and interventions and help us measure our impact over time. The missing piece is a place-based assessment methodology called Neighborhood Equity Index, or NEI. NEI was piloted in 10 countries before Canada. Toronto adopted it in 2009 and 10 in the Canadian context. It's been successfully used for identification of cross-cutting issues and solutions through a systems approach. While many factors affect equity, this methodology, further refined and validated by 80 researchers and social planners in Toronto, assesses a combination of factors related to 5 domains: social development, economic opportunities, physical environment, health and community belonging. Within each of the 5 domains, various indicators and data sets are used and weights are applied to ensure more attention is given to indicators that have a larger influence on creating the equity gap between neighborhoods. The reason the NEI has been helpful in setting foundations for deeper impact is that it provides opportunity to residents for action planning to focus energy and available assets where they are needed the most. This action planning at the community level helps social planners, government, and funders to collaborate, coordinate, leverage resources, and provide targeted support. This collaborative assessment, planning, and execution goes hand in hand with monitoring and measuring the impact in the most valid, reliable, credible, and scientific way in due time. Updated NEI scores every 5 years provide funders, donors, social planners, and government the opportunity to move in and extend support, or move out or scale up to other vulnerable neighborhoods and rural areas when needed. The NEI enables the establishment of a longer-term sustainable strategy to reduce inequity using a consistent methodology and reduce competition for the scarce resources. That's why United Way East Ontario and the City of Ottawa partnered in March 2018 to learn from Toronto's experience and develop its own equity tool that would fit the unique mix of urban and rural communities. The work was led by Social Planning Council of Ottawa and a 32-member technical advisory committee comprised of data analysts and social planners from the City of Ottawa, University of Ottawa, ONS, LINS, OPS, Centretown Community Health Centre, Ottawa School Boards, and Ottawa Community Foundation. The committee organized 12 in-person consultations with key stakeholders before commencing the work in August 2018. The committee started meeting on a monthly basis, including the concurrent work of 6 subcommittees. In-depth conversations were held to pick representative indicators for all the domains. The group landed on 28 indicators for capturing the nuances of Ottawa's unique rural and urban mix. This work was followed by data acquisition, analysis, weighing, and benchmarking. The committee agreed to use census tract boundaries for neighborhood analysis from the data availability, community belonging, and sustainability perspective. The NEI is not a data repository like ONS. The NEI is an evidence-based tool for assessing communities' health. NEI is a response framing and change measurement tool. Its strength lies in the sum of its parts. NEI uses multiple data sets which focus on community well-being outcomes and specific goals for moving the needle. Ottawa and Toronto are considerably different cities. However, to understand the potential uses of the NEI, it's interesting to note that community development partners in Toronto, a city of 2.9 million people and 44 wards compared to just 23 wards in Ottawa, have been able to develop and follow a common strong neighborhoods strategy. Not only did Toronto select 13 priority investment areas out of 140 neighborhoods in the first go, but based on the momentum and success, they convened a funders table and increased that number to 23 and then 31. They were also able to drop 8 neighborhoods from the priority list, which had acquired a satisfactory equity score over time. This shows that NEI not only helps residents to consistently develop realistic community action plans to address local issues and support vulnerable populations, but also helps system-level players in making the most difficult decisions about determining improvement areas, investing resources strategically, and then moving out after confirming success. All this is not possible without the evidence-based, reliable, and credible tool like the NEI. And that's why NEI is a linchpin for a deeper, measurable, and collective community impact in Ottawa and regions.